What's up guys, this is What If Does Gaming, your channel for fresh Arena of Valor content, and by fresh content we are checking out the rework from Airi today. I've been playing her a couple of games so far with the brand new design, with the true damage and all the stuff that she gets. They changed a couple of things. For example, the number of dashes is now ability based. It's not 3 dashes that you had before, but now you have this kind of like, if you hit something, then it's kind of refreshed and the skill is reset so you can use it again and stuff like that. So we're going to have a look at Airi versus it's Errol, and I've been fielding her as a solo laner, and I have to admit, this Errol completely dominated me at the beginning of the game. He was super strong. I haven't seen an Errol play that aggressive. I think I do play him like this, but that guy was really good on him. So I think you have something which is quite interesting at the beginning of the game. So we are checking the build first, and then afterwards I've got some gameplay. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I have to sort myself. A subscription would highly be appreciated, as well as a like if you like the video. Don't judge my gameplay. As I said, the guy was really good. I'm not so good on Airi, so of course I'm losing at the beginning of the game, but maybe we are able to turn it around. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop right into the build section and let's go. All right. This video also features a new build. I've never played Flashy Boots on Airi before, and I don't really knew what I was about to do when I was fielding Uriel's, as well as the double buff against being killed. So we've got the Scythe as well as the Blade of Eternity. So this is kind of a new build that I need to play a little bit more often in order to get what its strengths are, but it's recommended by the recommended by the actual meta right now. Arcana wise, I'm going with a solid stuff. I've got normal attacks plus 45, armor pierce plus 100, and movement speed increased by 10%. That comes from 10 times onslaught level 3, 10 times assassinate level 3, and 10 times skewer. That said, I don't have the feeling that tank Arcana are really improving her stats so much, because I still have a little bit of problem of dealing damage. She's still on the weaker side in my opinion. They buffed it a little bit with the true damage, but I think that some kind of marksman stuff with a lot of auto attack stuff and armor pierce is actually doing good for her, but I need to play test her more often in order to really have an educated guess on that. This is kind of just like my first glimpse. Enchantment wise, we have the damage stuff on the one hand, and then we've got utility stuff on the other hand. So you can see that we're going full Lockheim with the Shadow Blade. I think that actually makes sense on her. She's one of the heroes that can get the best benefit from it, because she has a lot of dash abilities, even if they kind of tweaked it so that she doesn't start the game with 3 initial dashes. She still can get additional dashes after the first one. Then we're going with Deadly Claw for the additional attack damage, and Desperate Duel is just one of the best enchantments if you're going solo lane. And then in the second line, we have Enhanced Restore as well as the River Treader. So I think this is kind of solid, but with the other stuff, we've got to see how she evolves into the current meta. That's at least the opinion I have at this current state of the game. So that was enough talk. Let's check out the gameplay. Alright guys, so as this is some sort of really long gameplay, I think we are going to skip some of the parts of it. I'm just going to skip it while using this kind of video capture tool, so it looks a little bit unprofessional, but trust me, it's for the best to make this video a little bit shorter, because otherwise you would have to bear through the first 24 minutes of the game. That was at least how long the game took, with the initial loading screen and the post-game stats and stuff like that. So I would say let's have a glimpse at this Errol player at first. Like, this was a really good consecutive combo. He was dashing in, then afterwards again he's just doing so well, being totally aggressive. He's been stacking up his passive, or his kind of passive slash from the second ability by killing the vision bird or damaging the vision bird, and then he uses it in advance so that he can just be a little bit more intimidating. And again, what I was really not aware of is the fact that you're kind of untargetable while you are using the arrow dash. So I thought I might be safe under tower, because with the first dash he would actually cause the tower to attack him. But what I did not have in mind, or did not have in mind during that state, is of course that when he uses it, he is going to just move, but he doesn't deal damage. So this is kind of like a really strange thing. We have the new hero Ai here in as well, but from that game I'm not sold. But I've seen videos where people are have been doing crazy things. The Raz will be a pest in this game. He's going to be super annoying, and he catches me off guard 1 or 2 times. I don't really have that much against characters who deal such a big amount of magic damage at the beginning of the game. So that's why I said the build is something that I will need to play test. This is going to be some sort of stuff that the time has to tell if that is going to be really good or not. And again, like, what was that? I sometimes I was just missing the concentration here to focus on the game, and I could have pressed the ult in to get some more armor, some more shielding and stuff like that, but I was a little bit too slow. So excuse this poorly gameplay. It's basically to show you the capabilities of Airi. And I always have the problem, if I play Airi too offensively, I get beaten. And if I play her too defensively, I've got beaten as well, because then we do have, if we've got an enemy who plays as offensively or as like forward as the arrow is doing in this game, then I'm going to fall behind, because he's just getting so much more health from me than I do by using the kind of shuriken thing. I mean, it doesn't really deal that much at all. Like, the thing is, I'm going to maximize it afterwards, but what's it doing is basically that I'm just going to have this little nice knock-up effect, which is actually quite nice if you're going to engage things, but then on the other hand, you are not dealing that much damage. So this is kind of not a damage tool, it's more of some sort of utility tool, and that's not the stuff that you should get from it. He's level 5, I'm level 5 as well, but I think he clearly has the upper hand against me. That comes, of course, from my really bad gameplay against him. My skills don't really hit that much, and so I do have problems on getting him. And you can see, this is the utility that I was talking about. Like, if you get the dash and you get the shuriken on the other hand, you can actually make things work coming from the combo, because you got the CC, but then I think his axe and the stuff that he's throwing at me is just a little bit better than the stuff that I can actually feel. So after I wanted to focus on the movement, I just realized, okay, the kunai in this situation might be just a little bit better, and I was super lucky that Raz was not getting me here, because his fireballs really do hurt a lot. Okay, that was kind of, we're going to ignore that because she didn't do that much here. And of course, they're getting the vision here again, but so far, at least my team is doing well. Like, I've been feeding Errol a little bit with the 0-2, but I'm going to stack up some more kills. I've even got a double kill in this match, which is actually quite nice. So it's not the best gameplay, but it's not the worst. I had worse games than this, but I was so happy that both Nekroth and Wispblater were actually doing a really good job on getting enemies, killing stuff, and just being helpful and being there. Again, here, Nekroth, superb. He was really, really good. I haven't seen a Nekroth as good as this in quite a while. And I think the character that surprised me the most was the Zenial in this game. Zenial was actually super helpful. He did a lot of good stuff. Here comes the double kill. So this is kind of the stuff that I wanted to show you. And the good thing is, in the beginning of the game, Telenas doesn't have enough damage to really harm me. If she would have focusing me from the beginning, I guess I would have been dead by now.
but so far I'm fine. So I would say we've seen the beginning of the game, the first 5 minutes. I would say let's jump to minute 10 or 12, and then we're going to have a look on how the game progress went during the last 6 minutes, just to shorten things a little bit. So let me check. I was dead here, and there we go. Oh, minute 7. Minute 12. Okay, here we go. So what has happened? Not that much, actually, not in perspective of my gameplay. So we do have another death coming from me. I've got Uriels right now. I've got the Omni Arms right now. So I do have some ways to get some health back from the encounters. I stacked up my first ability. I went in on the Alice, but unfortunately, all my button mashing didn't really help that much in this scene. So Alice can escape the fight quite harmed, but still alive, which is always a bad thing. And we turned the current 8 versus 8 in terms of kills and deaths into a 16-16. All of the first towers have been damaged on both sides. So our team as well as the enemy team has been scoring a lot of trouble in the first wave of towers. And I should have tapped out to show you the result screen. I hope I'm going to do that. So what really worked quite well was actually Wisp doing a lot of damage to the enemies. I think she even scores a quadra, but I don't think at that point. Here we go again. So I got another kill. I've got another kill. So this is another double kill in my record. But of course, 19 versus 19, we're not really doing progress. So if we kill stuff, the enemy kills stuff as well. So it's kind of going back and forth. I remember that we score at least a 2 times Baron. It's not Baron here, but the Darkslayer. And again, as I said, like this Raz really gave me a headache, a real headache. But luckily enough, 11-3, here you can see it. Lucky enough, Necroth is always there on time. He uses his great mobility. Yeah, I'm complimenting the Errol here because he was really good. Like he really gave me some trouble at the early stages of the game. I think he's going to fall off a little bit when we are starting the team fight compositions. Oh, I just realized that I haven't tuned in on the audio here. So here we've got some audio. Just a quick sip so I can keep on talking. But as you can see, we're not dealing, even with a full maxed spell, we're not dealing super crazy damage to him right now. So it's more of a tool instead of being some kind of damage thing. And now I need to be super careful again. I'm focused by Raz, and that was actually quite nice. So I see the healing aspect that she gets from the 2 damage, but of course, and people will notice that I was fighting on the complete opposite side of the map, while my team was being there and they were being useful and they stopped them of getting the other towers. So the enemy team is actually a little bit better on getting the towers because they wrecked the 2nd tier tower and now they are on the level 3 tier. And as you can see, that tower is almost gone. So really good job here. Oh my god, he's just like a big health bar. Yeah, Azankar, I was thinking that when we were playing, I was like, Azankar, that's not the direction that you want to go. That's not really helpful. It's like a suicide mission, but Errol is actually quite quick. I don't know what she does here. Yeah, I missed that. Now she's doing her crazy stuff. I didn't really know what to do against her at this point, but yeah, that kill was something that I took quite happily because now I'm on a 5-5-5. So that's nice. Nice and clean. Not really that clean.
It's not clean at all. So I was thinking Blade of Eternity first and then go for the Death Sickle, the Scythe. It's a Scythe, isn't it? So we are about to target it. Now he comes down with his ultimate and he deals a good chunk of damage to us, going back and forth. I need to take my stuff here. And again, Raz, he's such a camper. Like, who plays like that? What is this? What's that strategy like? What's the deal about it? I don't know. This is going to be... That's just so crazy. A camper, Raz, mage. And as you can see, my stats are horrible. So, yes, as I said, this is not the best game. But, of course, it's not the worst. I'm actually doing some work and having some kills. And yeah, I think that was the problem of Errol at the end of the game. He took team fights the way that I did, and they were not really helping him at all. So Wisp can't use any of her abilities in the ult, but she makes a good dash. Double kill here. Triple kill at least. At least to say that's a triple kill. I think that was the Quadra. The Quadra kill. Do we get the Quadra? Yeah, that was the quad kill. So, well played, Wisp. Really nice. She, as you can see in one of my latest videos, she actually does a ton of damage. You just have to wait a little bit, and positioning is even more important on her than ever because she is squishy like hell. She's super squishy. Like, she's really super really super squishy. She's got like paper armor, so she's easy tradable if you catch her off guard. But if you have some support who is actually able to stand in front of her, you can make crazy use of that damage. She is a powerhouse right now. I don't know what I'm doing here. So I do have no health at all. They've got Telenos and all the sorts in this scene. And yeah, that was a suicide mission, and I kind of knew it. I was about to teleport back home, but I didn't. And here comes the reward for it. And the reward means there's no reward at all. I'm sent back home to the respawn plate. So I would say we can skip another 5 minutes of the game. Here we go. Onslaught, onslaught, onslaught. Let's make it 19. So here we are. Now we've got a 36 versus 36. So it's still even. That's kind of a crazy game. I didn't really get that while I was playing. I didn't realize that it was that close. So we had the first Darkslayer, as you guys have seen. Now I finished another item, and he hits me, for a truckload of damage. Oh my goodness, that was really sad. One little fireball means that I'm losing a third of my health. So now they're engaging. Here we go. Ultimate setup. Now I can go into Telenos. Luckily enough, I had my item here. I'm basically throwing everything at her that I have, and it's still not enough. And now we are about to be killed. Here, yeah. There we go. So they've got Errol in here, and unfortunately we're focusing on Errol instead of Telenos or Alice, which would have been actually better, I guess. But we didn't do that, so we are punished for doing that. And oh my goodness, it's so crazy how long Zaniel is actually living. He's still living. And we do get the ultimate. Unfortunately, Wisp dies here as well. So that was a nice trade for the enemy. And as you can see, they have now their first tower. We have been lucky enough to completely dominate the top lane. So we had the first tier 3 or tier 1 tower, however you want to put it, in the game. So here we go. So this is kind of like the final stage of the game. 20 minutes have been already played, so I hope you guys like the fact that I was actually skipping through it, because otherwise it would have been taken a while. I'm on a 5-9 right now, so this is not a really good result for
a gameplay on YouTube, but yes, I just wanted to show you some of the new Airi work with a new build, so that might be a little bit over the top. I don't know what's going on with the graphics. Sometimes the bushes look like that, sometimes they don't. I don't really get it. And yeah, here she comes again. I think that's kind of like crazy. At least I do get another kill, thank the Lord. And we can, yeah, here we've got some untargetable stuff. There we go, in and out. I'm kind of using my dashes to avoid being hit by this big fat axe that Errol is actually sporting. And as you can see, I'm still not dealing any damage at all. And I have problems killing Ras here. So I'm on a 6-10, and I know that the downvotes will be there, but I don't really care, because finally some Ivy video, and I think it was exciting enough to watch it and show it and look at it. And now we do get the last hero in the game. Yes, this is it. So we do have a big abyssal dragon from the Darkslayer, which doesn't make sense at all, coming from the side. She has been hitted by the Azankar ult. I think that ult was used quite wisely to push her away from our damage dealer Wisp. And here comes the first damage on the tower. She's back again. And here we go. This is game. So quite intense gameplay. Took quite a while. It's hard to focus during such a long game for me. You guys might do better than I do. And yeah, you've seen the new rework. I'm not really sold on it. I think Ivy had some problems before, and I don't think that they fixed it. For the experienced player, that will be fine, but for me as a casual player, it's kind of still hard to pull off the stuff. I don't think that the build that I've been using really complements the stuff. Oh, he was some of the best arrow players, so I see where this comes from. And here we go. That's the damage, that's the participation. I took myself back a little bit here. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a nice evening. Bye-bye.